Welcome back, everybody. So I've never really timed how long it takes me to get down here. It took me 12 minutes to get down to where I'm at from my house. And that's why I feel blessed where I live. Sure, it's not in the Smoky Mountains or out west in the Rockies. I live in central Ohio, but 12 minutes away we have the Hocking Hills, and that's all they are. Yeah, a beautiful little road winding through some hills. We have a lot of rock faces. The roads are absolutely awesome to ride. And I say this all the time. You can poke your way down through here and see absolutely everything and take your time, and enjoy every second of it. Or if you're feeling a little spirited, which, sometimes I do, you can see if you can maintain the speed limit through some of these turns. Had a little bit of gravel on that there turn. So, right now I'm just gonna poke on down the road and enjoy the ride. I'm not used to coming down through here so early in the morning, so I don't know if we're gonna have a deer issue, or hopefully we won't have a deer issue. So the fenders are tight, no vibration out of them anymore. Yesterday when I woke up, I sleep with my phone right beside me. I love an LG phone because they always light up right here, and it tells you the time. It's 10:05, and if you have any messages, and if it's Facebook or Chrome, or so you can just glance at it super quick and the time and everything. Well, it said that I had an email, so I opened the email up, and it was from BRP. And they said, hey, it's been 14 months since you bought your CanAm Spyder. Tell us what you think about Middletown Cycle. So, and I'll just, people that have watched, I had some issues with Middletown. I'm not going to get into it because it's over. So I took the survey, and they said, do you want them to contact you? And I said, yeah, sure, why not? It's not going to make any difference. Middletown's not going to step up and replace the one last thing that they broke, and I'm pretty much over it, to be honest with you. But what I thought, I've had this thing for 14 months, and we're at 37,000 miles. We're at 36,800 or something like that. So this is why I love coming down through here. The roads look to be a little damp or have a little glaze on them. I don't know if the dew hasn't worn off yet, or it's just that we have some new pavement, so it looks a little damp. And we have tons of leaves, so we're definitely not gonna be going flying down through here. So I remember when I first got my RS, the service manager at the time where I was working at the shop, he had an SV650, and his dad used to ride, and his dad's a really nice guy, and we'd sit there and talk quite a bit. The service manager was a lot younger than me, and so I was probably, I'm gonna say I was closer to his father's age than I was to my service manager. So we had a good time talking all the time when he would come in. And I remember him asking me, he's like, so how many miles you have on your Spyder? And I told him, and he's like, you know, you just started riding, I heard. And, you know, I said, yeah. And he goes, you know, the first couple years you put on more miles than you ever will the rest of the time owning it. Oh, we got some stiff winds up here. Hopefully it doesn't blow all the leaves off the trees. I would like to, the last couple years the color hasn't been quite there, but you know, there's one of those squirrel moments. So I kept that in mind, and I'm like, you know, in the 2 years I owned my black RS, I put 35,000 miles on it. And that was a lot of miles. And then I got my white STS, and I didn't have it, I was just shy of 2 years. Another month to go and I would have had it 2 years, but I got tired of it being in the shop. So it spent 6 months in the shop, and the almost 2 years I owned it, and I put 45,000 miles on it. So now I've had Spyders for 4 years, and we put 80,000 miles on 2 Spyders combined. You know, and I kept that in my head, you know, him saying, you know, the first couple years you ride, that's when you're going to be throwing down a lot of miles, and after that, you know, you don't have the time, you get busy, you know, the nostalgia wears off. So 14 months into this, and we are at 36,859.0 miles. So I have 100 more miles on it than what I thought. No, I got 60 more miles on than what I thought. 14 months. This thing spent 2 months in the shop. That is a lot of riding. And my last job, and I know I was just a technician, but the hours they wanted you to keep, you know, they wanted us to work 50-55 hours a week, and it's like, dude, I'm a technician. I don't need to be killing myself. So I was a technician, and then they opened a position to where they had a technical trainer go around and try to teach these younger kids coming in how to be a technician that didn't have the schooling. So, is that more leaves? Yep. So the last year, 6 months or whatever it was, not only was I a technician, but then I was a district trainer, you know, teaching kids how to use a brake lathe and how to set a car up for an alignment and perform an alignment, how to do a proper brake job and use all the equipment and tools. So I mean, it was a lot of freaking hours. So this new job, 40 hours a week, plenty of time to ride. Maybe that's why I have a little bit more miles on this one, since I have a little bit more time. Holy moly. So I noticed what they've done, not only to this road, but they've laid a soft shoulder down with gravel, and then they've come along, you know, a week or two later, and they spray it with tar to hold it all together. Well, in between the time of them spraying the tar on there, you can see what it's done to this road. It is just full of gravel. And if I was on 2 wheels, you know, I would definitely be freaking out. Just because I'm not experienced on 2 wheels, I'm experienced on 3. You know, and it's amazing what you see when you're on these back roads of southern Ohio, or you're in a back road. It doesn't matter, anywhere in the United States. You get on these back roads and it's amazing what you see in people's yards. From campers to cars to washing machines to you name it. And I do believe, I woke up to 70 degrees, and I don't know if it's October 15th. And it's 70 degrees at 10 o'clock in the morning. Well, I didn't wake up at 10. I woke up at 7:45, and it was 68 degrees. So, I'm digging this weather.